Welcome everybody! Infernal Shrines, the Masters Clash, still ongoing. We get the MC Academy against Oxygen Esports here today, so another best of two. And well, pretty excited for this one, honestly. So right now we have Oxygen Esports. They've been playing pretty well here, but they also have to play with a couple of subs today, as you might have already noticed if you checked their lineup. Modcheck has, by the way, now become the just standard sub. If anybody needs a player, they just ask him. And there's like, dude, like, can you just sub today? And he's like, oh, well, yeah, might as well. So he's like the ultimate sub. Everybody is like playing with him. He's just sitting there and he's like, boys, who needs me today? Who needs me today? And it's like, I don't know if he sells himself to the highest bidder, how this is going to work out. But yeah, so Modcheck and Khaldor are subbing in today for Team Oxygen, formerly known as the Hardos. And as we're heading through this, we got our bans. We already have Junkrat taken out here on Infernal, of course. Mad value outside of him just being able to displace anybody. But yeah, good stuff. So, off we go. Let's see what we're gonna get here in our first game. Obviously, the red team is the clear favorite for this one. We're still, by the way, in the round-robin phase of the tournament. So in case you're not quite familiar with where we're at right now, currently we are down to the top 8 teams, and they're playing a round-robin best of 2s. You win 2 maps, you get 3 points, you tie with your opponent, everybody gets 1 point, and then at the end of this round-robin season, the top 3 in the standings, they qualify directly for the grand final in Paris. And there is a 4th team that is also going to go to the main event, 12,000 euros in total in prize money. And that 4th team is being determined by a gauntlet, so simply like a stepladder system. Therefore, it really plays a big role in where exactly you are placing at the end of the round robin, even if you can't make it into the top 3 and directly qualify, therefore. Alright, so we got Hogger and we got Hanzo. That's already 2 pretty solid picks for Infernal Shrines as things start off here. Obviously, Copen, on the other hand, he's already playing Blaze for the team, so that's still one of the best side laners, if not the best. And he is incredibly good in Infernal Shrines as well. We got Bad Benny with Diablo, and they're even locking Tychus in. So Odin is off the table, and that max percentage damage against Diablo is already gone too. Okay, good so far. So this is a solid lineup. I mean, again, this is about as good as it gets for now. You have already a very good front line. You have one of the main damage dealers. You have Odin as a great and solid transformation for whenever the objective fight is looming. And all that you need now is a solid support and a little bit more damage. And that's where Haza then comes into play. But on the other side for the blue team, what is Nagrom, for example, playing right now? Johanna has been banned, so after initial Diablo was taken, Jojo was also eliminated. You still have Murden. Again, the dwarf's super popular these days, but of course in Infernal Shrines, the Stormbolt usually gets a bit less value because there's all these pesky minions in the way that you gotta throw them around. Yeah, go for Nuburak. They're going for the heavy engage again. And they got Anduin here as well. Alright, so we already have a couple of solid stuns that they can contribute here, which means that Cookie really needs to pack a punch with the damage, because Hanzo alone is not going to cut it here. But for Hazu, what are we getting for him? Mage would be nice. Lulnara! Alright, she'll do in a pinch. And we got Stukov. Stukov, obviously, whenever it comes to any of these choke points towards the shrine, he can solidly cordon them off. Gotta be a little bit careful that a Nubarak or Hanzo with an arrow don't engage upon you right away. So positioning is everything there. But with the Cookie as the last pick, what's the last damage dealer for map number 1 in this best of 2 here at the Masters Clash 2022? It is Sylvanas! Okay, let's go everybody. Infernal Shrines, map number 1. We get the MC Academy against Oxygen Esports. MC Academy against Oxygen Esports, and we got Cookie on Sylvanas for the blue team, Nagrom on Anubarak, the Panda Colada on Hanzo, Warren on Anduin, and Lolom on Hogger. On the right side of the map, it's Oxygen Esports with Hazu Ops on Tychus. We got Bad Benny on Diablo, Modcheck, aka Farazan on Lulnara. We got Cascon on Stukov, and Copen is playing Blaze in the first game of this series. Alright, no big surprises on level 1 there either. We got the low blow from Stukov. And let's see what else they can pull off right now? Are we going to get a bit of an early brawl? It doesn't really seem like it, honestly. Everybody is just playing way too timid, and we have the side laners already orientating themselves towards the top lane. Nagrom with... okay, Anduin pulls him out. Nagrom with a little bit of an attempt there, but let's be honest, that was a lot of wishful thinking. Him just hoping to make a play, and it didn't really work out for them. So either way, as it stands, got the quick rotation towards the top now. Lolom just sitting tight there, down to the bottom of the map. We got already the mid-bot lane rotation ongoing. 1 minute is kicking in soon, so then we will have the camps back up on the map, and the teams are going to start very quickly to fight for the third one. At least that's what you would suspect. You at least want to take one of those, ideally 2. If you can, of course, get more, even better, but they might have to send a rotation topside. And Nubarak is actually shutting that down a little bit, as you can see here. Nagrom is just trying to slow it down as much as he can. And Sylvanas gets some value, but also gets stunned by Copenhagen in the engage. And there's the kill. Benny using Lolom to actually move in for the kill. Normally you do that with minions. Take another look at that kill. Watch Diablo here. So Benny is actually using Hogger to jump closer to Sylvanas and then get the drop on her. Normally you try and do this with a minion when they're close to the minion wave, but in this case Benny just immediately jumped on it and said, alright, I'm gonna take this one. And well played by him. That leads to kill number 1. Stukov all alone here on the camp, by the way. As on the left side, Sylvanas is at least getting some assistance. Warren is helping out here. But the red team is already about to invade, or they're at least threatening to do so. Hazu is a bit low and has to be careful. But now that Stukov is done with the camp, they can actually threaten this if they really wanted to. Instead, they're going for Hogger in the mid lane. And he gets away, but barely. Alright, so already Hazu getting poked a little bit further. Level 4 is in. No big advantages just yet. The blue team still gets the camp on the left side, as you would expect. We have also another one down to the bottom of the map, which interestingly enough is not being attacked by anybody, mainly because time has already progressed to a point where the objective is being announced. We're talking about a bottom shrine in this case. And, well, this should be an interesting one. Oftentimes with Tigers you're waiting a bit more until you have level 10, because this is really where he unfolds all his power on the shrine, since you have your Odin available. Before that he always has to get a little bit too close to the action, so needs to be very careful with his positioning, or he's going to present a couple of great kill opportunities to the opponent. But either way, they're already starting to take control here. And at the top side, we still got Lulnara. The camps are both there, but in this case, it's actually 2 side laners that are going for it. So it could be that the MC Academy has just decided they're going to let objective number 1 go and instead try and make a play with Sylvanas here. Farazon has to be real careful and is already falling back a bit. Nagrom just waiting for him to step out a bit too much. And, well, there it is. The push for the wall, but the red team has already reacted with the rotation. Now, don't get me wrong, they're still losing the wall here. But the objective is worse. I mean, as long as you at least take the wall down at the bottom of the map now, once the Punisher is taken, you're going to be fine here. It's about the level 7 on the other hand as well. So they still need to get the talent. There it is. Both teams have it now. Lurking Arm build continues. Diablo pushing in deep. And there's Hazu jumping in. Went for the bigger they are on level 4. And they're going to take the Punisher right now. So we talk Arcane Punisher at this point. And as long as they're getting at least the wall down here, they're going to draw even with the MC Academy regarding structural damage that the 2 teams dished out. And I mean, I guess that's the goal here. So already having the first play, bait over the wall, as you would expect. Sylvanas is trying to push out the mid lane a little bit. Gets another minion wave connected there. But down here, the wall is going to fall. So there's even a bit of damage at the fort by the Punisher itself. Diablo had to move straight towards the middle now in an attempt to make sure that they are not missing out on any of the experience there. We still got the camp at the bottom of the map, and they're looking for it as well. Desperate prayer on Anduin. And, well, this time they're fighting for it. Yeah, look at Benny already angling for Hanzo. And as he comes in, we have the quick pull. Anduin helping out, so Hanzo is still alive, but the camp is taken, and now they might be able to also get a kill here. At least Sylvanas is incredibly low. The stun misses on the other hand, and they're turning it, or at least they're trying to, but Anubarak falls into the trap, and Stukov is shutting him down quickly. Even Hogga's in trouble, and he also gets bursted down, in this case, by Lunara. That's 3 kills to 0 now, and slowly but steadily, Oxygen Esports is starting to take the lead here. And again, I gotta highlight it once more. Today, there is 2 players missing for Oxygen Esports. They're playing with 2 subs at this point. So Yasu is not here, and neither is Nick. And, well, on the left side, there's another camp about to be taken. Sylvanas is not gonna jump on that wave. Now, to be fair, we had actually instances where Sylvanas just threw out a wave to scout, or to just like, you know, do a little bit of damage or whatever, and then accidentally press the button again, and all of a sudden she jumps in. It doesn't happen a lot, but it's always hilarious when it does. There's level 10. Heroic abilities are therefore part of it, and off we go. Once again, we got a little bit of level 10 action on this one. But yeah. And finally, the blue team also has their heroic ability. So with that, we have the shockwave in. We also got the light bomb, so we could get a lot of stuns chained here if they play it properly. In addition to that, the wailing arrow of Sylvanas. So that's actually a long CC chain if you pull it off. Not even accounting for Hanzo's arrow here, which is of course another tool in the toolkit. Oh yes, arrow into the back line, light bomb is out, and they're burning the beetle once again. Or at least they're trying to. Sylvanas is... Oh, he gets away! Oh, Nubura got out, Sylvanas is dead again. Goodbye, Banshee Queen. Easy kill on this one. Yeah, and so far the blue team is still without a kill. Heroic abilities or no heroic abilities doesn't really make a difference at this point in time. They need a little bit of that soon TM. So we got 21,000 for Bambi, we got 15,000 for Hogga. Both teams going again for the Shaman camp, but it is a very clear advantage for Oxygen Esports. Now, it's still even talent for a bit longer, so they might be able to at least initially take control over the shrine and get a lead in the minion points. At least they are going to try and pull that one off. But, yep. There we go. So, plays are being made at this point. Trying to go for the stun here. Copenhagen is missing quite a few of them right now. He's been struggling a little bit. But yeah, either way, here comes Odin. And they're starting to burn down Hogga and Benny with the engage. Hogga is down. Good moves also from the blue team, but it's just not enough to get a kill. They got the arrow out from not only Hanzo, but also the shockwave from Hogga, and they still couldn't get a kill. Instead, they lost Hogga shortly after, and now they're trailing behind by another talent as the red team has locked in level 13. Neo Steel Coding is now in play too. Bottom 4 obviously has already fallen earlier. And Oxygen Esports is going to aim for the mid lane now. The Frozen Punisher back up. Grenades are thrown out everywhere. And they might just get Cookie here. Yeah, one more grenade. Nah. Sylvanas gets out, Anduin with a heal, but the Punisher wants a piece of the action now as well, and this is a Frozen Punisher, disabling the structures quickly and allowing the red team to move in quite deep. They are going to try and take this one down. There's nobody here to stop them, so that is a piece of rubble in the making. Bam! Bit of debris left on the ground. That's all of that fort. And as you can tell, with that level 13, they want more than only the fort in the mid lane. They're at least going to try and take down that wall at the keep, opening the side lane up already, just to allow for a few more opportunities, but it's also going to cost at least one of those towers its life. Bit more action happening now that Hogga is shifting back into the mid lane. Keep in mind that the blue team is still missing level 13, so as much as they want to chase them down here, they don't quite have that. Already bunkers up as they try to go for Blaze. And they got to retreat here. Level 13 nearly here. But 2 forts have now been lost. They are behind by an entire level. 5 kills to 0. The MC Academy, they are struggling. Struggling to get a kill. Haven't lost the keep yet, so that's the good news. Might have to go back to the drawing board here. But the problem is they have a composition that really relies heavily on them chaining a CC chain properly against a single target and then blowing it up. And they have a lot. I mean, I talked about it a bit earlier. Hanzo alone, if he follows up on a Nubarox engage with an arrow and then the damage there, you have so many tools. But they need to properly execute it, and so far it just hasn't worked out for them. There was always a quick save by Oxygen Esports, and then exactly this happens. One of them dies. In this case, it's Hogga who's fallen again. Sylvanas is also dead. That's 7 kills to 0. And it's a bit of a cleanup job that we're seeing by Team Oxygen right now as they move up towards the top side. That's but the only remaining fort is currently still staying. So 3 deaths on Sylvanas, 3 deaths on Hogga. And now in the mid lane, still Blaze, just doing his thing. We got level 16 any second now, and that's of course a huge talent advantage over your opponent. And after all, so yep, nicely done. Oxygen Esports taking a pretty incredible lead. At the pace this is going, they should be able to lock in another objective for sure. Gaining 2 levels before the next objective is up. Highly unlikely. 36,000 already for Lulnara. And here we go. Nagrom. Yeah, Nagrom has also been a bit on the receiving end. He only died once, but it's really difficult for him to make a proper engage here. He is a bit too far out and then he gets poked down quickly. And it's very difficult for him to engage on any individual target with Benny just shielding the entire team over and over again. You also have Blaze there, so this front line is very difficult for them to break through. And every time they're trying to make an approach, it's just not working out and then turns quickly against them. So, I'm not sure what's happening there. Probably just a couple of voice problems. That happens every now and then with the Discord servers, I assume. But now we have one camp taken at the bot lane. We have another one that's already on its way into the middle of the map. And with the objective up now, I mean, again, it's gonna be tricky. You have level 16 in the hands of Oxygen Esports. They got the accelerated contamination now. We already have the Titan Grenade here, so the synergy with the level 1 and the level 4 talent for Hazo Ops is now ready. And how do you play this when you're the blue team? I mean, what can they realistically do right now? They need a quick kill. Now, the good news is they have a composition that intends to blow a single target up. So if they can just find one target and execute it, they can blow a target up very quickly, turn it to a 5 versus 4, and then play that game. But this is getting real tricky for them as the red team isn't even doing them the favor of just simply engaging into the objective. Instead, we're having the attack at the top, and it's going to be the end of Hogga. So Hogga is down. They take the camp 2. The shrine isn't even active yet. Beautiful move from Oxygen Esports, just dropping Hogga. They absolutely did not see that coming. And now even that faint hope of maybe getting an isolated kill is gone. You have a camp at the top lane that you got to deal with that's already attacking your towers and pushing the next minion wave back a little bit. So that is helping the top to push this out very heavily. So you need to send someone there to deal with it, and you can't fight for the objective at the same time either. So a pretty shitty spot for the MC Academy to be in. Now, the good news is they will have level 60. They're losing out on the Punisher, that's a given. But they will get level 16 for the defense. So this is still doable. You can still try and make something happen here. But there's also the timing on the camp, trying to go for that 2-pronged attack. Punisher at the bot lane, camp in the middle. Epicenter is now ready for a Nubarak, Will of the Forsaken. And we got the double pull for Anduin. Nagrom again low, again they're on the retreat. Again they're in trouble here. They are on the run and they are barely making it out. Objective hasn't even been taken yet. They kept it at 39. And they are just snowballing it a little bit more towards level 20. Now this is one of those plays that you can make when you're so far ahead on the objective that you just keep it at 39. You just let it stay there, and you force your opponent to move in, and you can always snack one minion up and get the objective. But this allows them to accelerate this entire thing towards level 20, and the hope is, of course, that with level 20 they can follow up then on the Punisher damage, maybe even push together with the Punisher, and in the process get level 20. So it's all about that extra talent lead that you want to get. And that's what they're currently trying to do. So, right there, another play, 1 stun, 2 stun, and still not enough to threaten Benny. Still not enough. Anubarak is... Oh, Hogger dead on the left side. Hanzo with the arrow trying to help him out here. That didn't work either. Now look how the experience is currently moving forward for Oxygen Esports. This is exactly why they delayed the objective. They want level 20 with this push. They're not just happy with getting the keep. They want this push to be even more dangerous and threaten the core itself. And it is not looking bad at all for them right now. We got 44,000 damage for Lulnara. 38,000 for Tychus. Another attempt to burn down Anubarak. Hogger is back in another 9 seconds. There's the Punisher trying for a piece of the action as Nagrom is getting attacked and nearly dies. But the first one to fall is Sylvanas. Anubarak also low. They try to go for Bambi and there's the kill. There's the kill. Modchek goes down. Finally a kill for the MC Academy. Took long enough, but the core is losing hit points. Hogger is dead, and this should be the end of the road for the MC Academy in game number 1. Infernal Shrines. The map is taken by Oxygen Esports as they lock in the W on the first map of the best of 2. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Okay, here we are everybody. MC Academy against Oxygen Esports. I got bad news for all MC Academy fans. So 2 subs were used in game number 1. And it seems like their performance was so good that the 2 normal players looked at it and was like, wait, no, we can't allow this shit. We need to get back or they are going to replace us with these guys. Nah, I'm just kidding. Obviously, Modchek was heavily feeding, ruined the perfect play. Nah, just joking. Either way, Yasu and Nick are both playing in game number 2, so I guess they were just late, and just to be on the safe side, they played game number 1 with somebody else. I suppose that's what's happening here. So Cursed Hollow is currently our 2nd map of the series. I already hate every single band that I'm seeing. Like, every single one of them. They're getting rid of Abertha. I'm like, why? They're getting rid of the Vikings. And I don't care how many times Hazu played Vikings on Cursed Hollow. I want to see them. So, yeah, that's just not cool. That's a big yellow card right there from me. MC Academy and Oxygen Esports. I don't like the band patterns that I'm seeing. Not even a little bit. I like Cursed Hollow as a map, though. Definitely. So, we got Junkrat as a first pick. And Diab... okay, Dibbles as a first pick. Or in the first rotation at least. And we get Rhaegar. I'm a little bit wondering if you're going to get a Tyrael, for example. I was honestly waiting for that. Tyrael on boss fights is always nice. You can play globals here, being it Dehaka, being it Falstad. They're also pretty good on that. Greymane makes a little bit more sense here than on other maps as well, because you have a double boss that you can play around with. I was even waiting a little bit for some cheesy plays, but yeah, nothing that we've seen yet. Okay, so there's Blaze again, and we get Stukov. Bit reminiscent of what happened on the last map, with a big difference, of course, that Junkrat wasn't banned this time. So yeah. Let's go. What do we get? Nubera gets banned. Yeah, they're trying to shut down their tanks a bit. Benny is not going to worry about that even a little bit. Benny, if he doesn't get his Anubarak, he can always go back to Varian. I mean, again, he played Varian for like weeks. Nothing but Varian, and a little bit more Varian. So if he doesn't get a Anubarak, then he's going to be like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to go for the taunt. Stukov can follow up on it, Blaze can stun. And yeah, let me go. So here we go. We got the next double pick coming in for the blue team. We still need them with a bit more on the camps. The damage is obviously still missing. I wonder if Greymane is going to be taken eventually. It's a good map for him. Dehaka for globals, as expected. And there... ooh, Jaina. Interesting. That's actually a really interesting pick. Jaina has been tried lately again a bit more. And I would say with mixed results. She's still suffering from the same weaknesses than before. She doesn't have a good escape tool. She has her ice block once that she completes her baseline, but she is still lacking in mobility, and that oftentimes is a problem for her. Her damage, on the other hand, is always nice, is always good. And on top of that, of course, she can also help you with the slows and can go for a couple of ult comps. But either way. There's Muradin and there's Tychus. So both of them locked in towards the end. So with Muradin you got your stun. There's Zeratul too. We could technically see a Void Prison into Ring of Frost. Now that would be very old school. We haven't seen that in a long time. At least not in any serious games. But let's see if that's happening here. Cursed Hollow, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2. Game number 2, we're in Cursed Hollow, and we have a cleave build for Cookie and his Zeratul. Again, Void Prison into Ring of Frost is a possibility. It's been a while since that was seriously played in top level games, but again, maybe here. We can talk about that in a second. Nagrom is playing Diablo. We got Lolom de Haka, Warren on Rega, and the Panda Colada with Jaina. Over on the right side of the map, it's Zorps on Junkrat. We got Benny on Muradin, Yazu on Stukov, Nick is playing Tychus, and Copenhagen is playing Blaze. Yeah, Zeratul doesn't really get played with Void Prison anymore all that much. Usually what you're seeing is the Might of the Narazim, of course, and the build that goes with it, trying to go straight into the backline and take some of the damage dealers down. Back in the days of old, a couple of years ago, also around the time that HGC was still around, you would of course go into Void Prison and Ring of Frost, trying to just combo the two ults and get insta-kills. And that worked well for a long time, but players learned how to deal with it very efficiently. In this case, by the way, both teams are just pushing, accelerating the game a little bit. So you don't see that as much anymore. Players just learned very well how to deal with it, how to A, not get caught completely. Nice move, good kill. Now to get caught completely by the Void Prison, but also how to put pressure then on either Zeratul or Jaina afterwards and just ruin the timing on the combo, so you didn't get that free comp any longer. And after players like Tai and Dainu and some others really popularized that Might of the Narazim build, other regions took that on as well and started to play the same build. Every now and then you still see a Void Prison, but mostly not with Jaina as a combo. It's more so an intent of just simply cordoning part of the team fight off, which can be successful, but the go-to build is still Might of the Narazim here. So seeing the two heroes together at this point in the way that they were picked, seems like they're trying to go back a little bit to the players of old and see if they can maybe catch Oxygen Esports off guard here, which would honestly surprise me. But yeah, either way, we got with level 4 talents already getting locked in. Both teams advancing their build. That also means that the Rending Cleave is now taken. For Jaina, we got the Arcane Intellect. Obviously, a lot here hinges on the baseline. Needs to get that damage in so that she can later on rely on the Ice Block. I talked a bit during the draft of how she's still very vulnerable, and you have a lot of tools that can be used against her on the red team side. Any kind of engage by Muradin with the Stormbolt can be followed up by either Stukov, by Blaze with another stun. Junkrat can come in with the mine and just cause the displacement. So there's a lot that can really happen against her, and she needs to make sure that she has that Ice Block available to dodge out on the worst of it. Warren with the Ancestral Healing after level 10 is also going to play a huge role here. Stormbolt connects, okay, and well, that's another kill on Diablo. So nicely done, good coordination. Stormbolt, Junkrat, all of them working together real nicely. And that's that. So with that said and done, we got 2 kills to 0 now. And the first tribute is up on the map. I'm already with a drag. So Copenhagen gets caught down here, but that's not really going to do a whole lot, as you can see. But he's doing his best, of course, to try and keep them at bay a bit. Yeah, Yasu is going to be the first one to lock in the tribute. And that's also level 7 for the team that has 2 kills by now. Both against Diablo, I might add. No low blow build, by the way. No lurking arm. Long pitch on 7 and the reactive ballista spores on level 1 is what we're currently seeing here. But yeah, it's, by the way, very, very likely. I mean, I talked about the combo obviously with Zeratul and Jaina, but let's not forget that there's a bit more to it in this composition as well. I mean, Zeratul's dying right now, so that's not a good start. But they also have Diablo. So Diablo could also go into Apocalypse, and they could try to go for like the triple. You have the Void Prison and then into the Ring of Frost and or Apocalypse. And that is a combo that has been around for even longer. Void Prison into Apocalypse, and it's even less played these days. Even when you see Zeratul and Diablo together, most of the time, still they're not trying to... one of them will go for the other build. And Diablo at this point is already getting farmed a little bit, and the same is honestly true for Rhaegar. He dies too. We got on level 7 the Seeker in the dark now, but with 5 kills to 0 and more than a level lead, Oxygen Esports is obviously taking a very solid advantage early on in the game in the attempt to just simply snowball this here. And they're doing their thing as we speak. Yeah, already got Junkrat taken down though, so Zeratul gets a kill, but still Dehaka falls as well. So good job by Cookie, and he gets the kill. So that is Hazu gone. And that's the first kill that they get. This time a little bit earlier than the last game, so at least one tower is down. I highly doubt he's going to be able to channel that through. Is he? No, yeah. There was still plenty of time, so they're not going to get it this easily. Rest of the team is now moving in and trying to cordon this off. Nicely done. They create some space for Zeratul. Cookie gets the channel, and that means each team has a tribute right now. Okay, nicely done. There's level 10, and they already anticipate that the red team is going for their own boss, so they're doing the same at the bottom left of the map. So we already have now bosses taken by both teams here. And, well, can they arrive in time to contest this one as well? I was about to say I doubt it, but then Benny just sneaks past. And he is going to try and jump in and get stunned out. Alright, that is unfortunate. Benny dies committing Sudoku here. I mean, that was a professional Sudoku move if I've ever seen one. Jumps in a bit too late, gets instantly stunned, finds himself in the corner, has no escape tool available anymore, and dies a painful death. So the boss gets taken, each team has theirs. Still a lot of the blue team's heroes nearly died. Keep in mind they don't have level 10 abilities. And that is the end of Zeratul right now. Yep, there's already the Ring of Frost. We have all the talents locked in, and there's the Void Prison. So we have the triple. Yeah, there's the APOC. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, triple kill for the MC Academy. But let's go to the real play that you all want to see again. And here it is. He jumps, he stuns, he loses the boss, and then he dies. Ah, Benny. Benny goes down. But yeah, that triple kill that we saw a second later was of course also quite nice. Either way, they got the full combo now unleashed. They haven't used it yet, but at least they used 2 of the 2. So we nearly got the full triple. 11 to 11. They can't have an experience. I mean, quickly. Very, very quickly. Haymaker for Benny. One of the reasons why he was struggling there a little bit with survivability. So a fort lost on each side. Yeah, and still everybody just waiting for the next tribute. And as it happens, the next tribute could potentially be a curse against the red team. Just saying. They could be the one to lock in the first one here. So, as for now, we got at the top another tribute spawning. Camps are being escorted through again. And, well, Benny was okay. He was like looking at the side if he can maybe get a hit, but no. So all of the ults are pretty much ready with the exception of Rhaegar, and he's going to have his in a few seconds too. So we're going to keep our eye a bit on Zeratul in that fight because he's going to be the one that's going to try and set it up. Problem is, they're not really together, and Zeratul gets already caught early. There he comes, and there's the APOC. Ring! Ding, 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 ding. And it's a kill, but not against the red team. Zeratul is dead. That one didn't work. They lose the Haka too, and that is just an absolute disaster. In professional commentator circles, we call that a shit show. 4 of them already down. Rhaegar didn't even use the Ancestral, didn't want to waste it. So the tribute gets taken by Hazu. But yeah, that backfired very, very heavily. Jaina came in. They connected some of the damage, but it was just not nearly enough. So either way, we have another play for Nagrom. And this time the Ancestral gets used. Saves him for a few more seconds. And he gets out. Even that was a close call, but he makes it. So they can do a bit more damage towards that wall. That's 2 forts already destroyed, and the bad news is that there's also now a camp at the bottom of the map already working on fort number 3, and the rest of the team is slowly rotating in, or at least trying to. Junkers was on his way, and then the rest of them got caught here. Another tribute up as well. And yeah, 11 to 5. Alright, boss is up in another 1 minute and a half. Top side should be a bit less. Yeah, not by much, 10 seconds. If so. But yeah, level 13 on each side now. So they can try again in 6 seconds. Actually in 11, then the VP is back up again. 31,000 damage by Tychus. And here's the tribute. And this is a curse tribute, by the way. No matter who takes it, we're gonna get a curse. So it seems like Jaina gets it. They're not even interrupting at this point anymore. There we have it. Yeah, but they go for the ring. Ding, ding, ding. Immediately the bunker is up. Nice. Mirroring gets pushed around heavily. Benny is still alive. Hits another Stormbolt on Diablo. And they get the kill again. It's honestly unfortunate for the MC Academy. They lock the combo in, but it just doesn't net them a kill. And without the kill, they are blowing 3 ults away. And they just get nothing. Here's the curse. Hazu takes it. They're trying to follow up with an additional kill. And Dehaka makes it out. He survives, but barely. Now, then again, Ice Block saves Jaina for a second. And she gets the Ancestral, but both of the side laners have now been eliminated. Rega also gets killed. Zeratul. 50 hit points. Not really too healthy, but he made it. So, there it is. Either way, level 16 talents are now available. And that of course gives another massive boost to Oxygen Esports as they are attempting to break through that bot lane again. I mean, things are looking very, very good for them right now. They have a 1.5 level lead. They're already breaking apart the top keep, and now they're working on the one at the bottom as well. So 2 of the keeps already under duress. And the bosses are up as well. Nice catch on Jaina, but I don't think they can do anything about it. Keeps are all being saved, at least for now. But they are going for the boss. Before level 16 is there, I suppose, is the idea. Or do they just go and try and pull an Admiral Akbar here? Maybe not. Stormbolt, Jet Propulsion. Ults are up again for the blue team. They tried it a few times and it hasn't worked so far, but they might just try again. Dehaka is already eating dirt. Bunker, he has it. Needs to use it, and it does. But now he's cordoned off from the boss and everything else. This is a little bit of an awkward one. Yasu comes in with the big slaps right away. Ah, they try to go for Cookie again. That one didn't quite work out. Topside is still in trouble, by the way. So topside is still getting pressured, and that keep will eventually be lost if another catapult makes it into range. 16 talents are now available on both sides, and that completes the cleave build on Zeratul too. So a nice and very welcome power spike. And they are still trying to get the boss here. But again, this is starting to become a problem. That catapult could really put a dent into this. Nice. Yeah, Zeratul is dead. And the VP comp doesn't work out for them either. But Nick doesn't make it. He dies. Ring of Frost connects, but there's just not enough damage for them. They lose Diablo, they lose Jaina. 17 kills, 2-7. And now you can go for boss, you can go for the middle. I mean, at this point, you just gotta pick what you want to grab, because the world's their oyster. The damage output, 56,000 for Tychus, 40,000 for Jaina. They saved the top keep again. But I guess we all know what's gonna happen once that boss down here is claimed. Now, to be fair, they could just simply let this one go. They don't have Tychus with them, so it might make way more sense for them to go straight to the top and try and take a double boss play. This one has to be dealt with one way or another by the blue team, or they're going to lose the bottom keep. So someone has to deal with it, which means it's a freebie at the top. They can get this one without anybody contesting it, and that's exactly what they're aiming for right now. That gives them also a 5-man push, because Tychus will be back in time. And despite all of the pings, yeah, they just can cordon this off a little bit. Benny is already lurking in the shadows, just making sure that he can anchor the play of the team. Boss at the bot lane is doing damage to the keep, and now the second one is claimed. But they still need someone else to help him. Okay, so Sylvanas, Jaina is here. But the top lane push, that one is gonna hurt a little bit. Now, the interesting part on this is that technically... Okay, so they're letting Blaze claim it. I was just about to say, technically they could just try and get Dehaka in here, claim the tribute, get the curse in, and then retreat if they just want to help with the defense. But we don't even have Oxygen Esports pushing with the boss. They are just looking at this and saying like, alright guys, that boss is most likely going to take down the keep anyways. We are going to play for level 20. Even if it doesn't take it, we're still heavily ahead. We're going to take the tribute, we're going to take the camps, and with level 20 we can then get all of that. And I guess the boss isn't going to claim it, but once they have level 20, this one and the one at the bot lane should be very easily taken by the team. And since they also took now all of those camps, they have of course another shot at also just simply letting the camps put more pressure onto the lanes and therefore the structures. So, yeah, there it is. But either way, middle of the map. Oh, what do we get here? Level 20 is ready. Now we have the Storm Talons, and off we go. Riptire. And there's the big red button. Get that Odin in and fire away. Mid lane, by the way. So they're pushing with the cap at the mid lane. They know that... Oh, Zeratul already dead. They know that at the bottom of the map, the Siege Giants are pushing it, and then they can just simply move top, move bottom once that they take the keep here and take everything apart. It's more than a level until 20 is finally hit by the MC Academy, and it is a bloodbath at this point. Yeah, they're trying with Ring of Frost. They might get a kill on Muradin, and they do. Muradin is down. They're even getting Stukov, so good for them. The red team is also cursed, so the Haka made that play with the tribute just a bit later than I expected. I'm still a bit surprised that nobody took at least the top keep down. I would have expected that to happen, because they might lose more heroes here, but taking that top keep down would have been worth a lot. Now the Siege Giants might not even be able to take the bottom keep. Honestly, that was a bit weak. That could have been played way better here by Oxygen Esports. I mean, look at this one. All they gotta do was move someone in. Even if he dies, that's a keep gone. That's fine. The opponent is not going to be able to end the game or anything. So blue team with a good defense, but Oxygen Esports also trying for too many things at the same time. It felt a little bit like it. I mean, hindsight is obviously always 20/20, but as I said, I expected them after the push for the mid lane keep to immediately send someone towards the top and try to take this one down too, given how low it is. Now, this might cost the keep, but they're not gonna lose. This, by the way, is one of the best plays that you can make when you have a curse on the opponent. You go for the keep, and you let your minions deal with the fort. So in a situation like this, this was just absolutely perfect. And technically, we have the same amount of catapult pressure on the map now. So they have the same amount of catapult pressure at this point. But it's still wild to me that only a single keep has fallen on the blue team side. But nice reaction from the MC Academy. The defense was well executed, and they were also then able to go straight for the keep and take that down. 10 kills to 19, so they're still far behind on at least that account. But overall, a solid performance here. Dibbles is getting farmed on the other hand. I mean, he obviously runs into these storm balls, into these stuns, and then you have Tychus with the bigger they are. It's one of the sources of Tychus' damage as well. He's at 85,000 right now, which is in and of itself ridiculous. But yeah, Tehaka, he is getting a lot of value now. Having a global in the late stage of any game, especially in a big map like this one, is always perfect. You gotta make sure that you're not dying. So you always have to move back a little bit once that you miss your opponents on the minimap. But it allows them at the same time to keep pressure onto those lanes. And more than anything else, safeguard that keep until somebody sneaks in all the way. So at least the minions are not taking this one down. But now, with level 20, we'll see what they can pull off here. We got, of course, some cooldown reduction when going for the cold snap on level 20. Farsia's blessing is out as well. Curses are not really that big of a deal at this point. There's only a single tribute in the hands of Oxygen Esports. 0, obviously, for the MC Academy. So it's way more about the bosses, about getting isolated kills, vision, maybe even just sneaking up onto a lane with a quick push, trying to take one of the keeps down. Alright, Hellgate is already being used. The stun didn't connect. Here's the ring that didn't connect either. Yeah, that's getting a little bit tricky right now. But the VP is on point. The problem is there needs to be follow-up, and they're getting at least some damage in, but Yasuo is still alive. Diablo engages again. Nagrom has little assistance and dies. Panda YOLO'd out that ring maybe a bit too early. If they would have waited for that for that Void Prison, can you imagine? Like, they were all lined up here. That ring would have probably hit 3 or 4 people even. But as it stands, they just couldn't get the kills. Instead, it's Jaina that gets attacked now in the back as Benny is going deep. Another quick play by him and his playmaker. Yeah, another jump, another slow. The ice block is only delaying the inevitable, and that is at least a keep at the top now. I cannot... well, actually, yes, boss is up. Fair enough, fair enough. I was about to say, like, hey, at least finish this one off, but boss is up. It's a 5 versus 3. That call will make it probably core. Defending against this is going to be real tricky. I mean, real tricky. I mean, he sees it, but he doesn't have a VP either, so he can't even delay it. There's nothing that they have. Absolutely nothing. They need to wait. They need to hope that Jaina comes back. And even with her defending against the boss, 20 minutes into the game will be tricky. That keep is not going to be around by the time that the boss arrives. And that is going to be a quick and dirty finish, unless they can win the team fight big time now. So they're trying to force it behind them. There's already the VP. No follow-up with any of the other ults, though. And the drag, and the APOC, the stun against Yasuo. He doesn't make it into the bunker. So the healer is gone. That's a good first step. Even the Ancestral was on point here. So Nagrom is still alive, but Jaina's the only one dealing with the boss now. And the boss is already on the core itself. But the blue team is looking for... Sorry, the red team is looking for kills, because they're realizing that without the support, this is going to be a real tall order. So they try to go for Warren, and they're getting him. Rega is down once again, and the core has lost a few hit points, but not honestly a lot. So core is still kind of fine. 107,000 damage by now from Tychus. Yeah, this game is lasting way longer than expected. The next focus point is, of course, still the top boss. But we also have by now 2 keeps eliminated on the blue team side. Thankfully, they have Dehaka. He can deal with the bot lane, or at least with the catapults. And this is a bit of a two-pronged attack right now, because they can't allow the red team to get the tribute. So Lolom claims this, but that also means that the red team can already set up at the top. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. MC Academy, I gotta give it to them. They're doing their best here. Dehaka needs to take the 2 catapults down. That's literally the mission right now. 22 minutes in. Everybody else is attempting to delay the boss. But that's nice zoning. They're trying to half back. Yeah, they're both dead. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's... Oh, the VP. Zaratul is dead. That's likely game. Maybe not. Well, they get 1 kill. They get 2 kills. Diablo's also down. But all of a sudden, this is getting a real massacre here. Seems like Nick makes it out with Tychus. But Jaina is dead. Ring of Frost slows down Merlin for a second. But that's a bit of an awkward one. We got still the mid lane being pushed, 13 kills to 25. Boss, of course, still up, 3 versus 3 on the map. Another tribute is now spawning. Even if the blue team takes it, which they will, it's still not another curse. They're holding on to that top key. Benny and also Kopen. Bit far out here, honestly. They are risking a lot here. Lolom is moving in, there's the drag, and that is maybe even a kill. Copenhagen is trying to escape and makes it out of the fight. Ancestral Healing is ready. But yep, they're trying to go for the kill, and it seems like they're going to get it against Tychus. Tychus goes down. An absolutely avoidable fight, but it had one big result, and that is catapults on the core. Shields are being blown to pieces super quickly, but Cookie is back to business, and he's able to take them down before too much damage has been done. 89% on the core, 23 minutes into the game, and we have another tribute that will result in a curse one way or another. This is going to lead us to another curse. Boss is still up. Dehaka is trying to deal with the catapults on the lanes. And 30 seconds until Nick is back. There's a real chance that the MC Academy is winning this one now. They've been on the receiving end of an ass-kicking for a huge amount of time. But Oxygen Esports, they are now on the ropes. They are playing with a 4v5, so this is up to the blue team and what they can pull off here. Already the attempt at a channel. Boss gets attacked. 6 seconds for Tychus, and they're claiming it. Boss is taken. Boss is taken. Dehaka gets interrupted, but we have a 24-minute boss marching through the top now. If they can get the curse as well, and it seems like they can, that top lane is gonna go for a core. Now, down to the bottom of the map, nobody's pushing here. You gotta be careful of those siege giants, but thanks to the curse, all of these lanes are getting pushed out. This is the chance. This is the moment. This is the moment to make it happen. Nagrom with another engage here. They're trying to go for... If they get the kill, it's over. If and they get it. Benny is down. This has to be it. Boss and curse and kill all going in favor of the MC Academy. They're getting likely another one. Yasu is dead. This has to be game. This is over. The keep is down. The boss is at 50%. Another 30 seconds until they have the curse removed. 2 heroes are dead and they are turning it. What a play by the MC Academy. Oxygen Esports with 2 subs, they are able to win game number 1, and then when they have their full lineup in play, they lose the second map. Time to look for some replacements, baby. GG, and nicely done by the MC Academy.